A video of silence isn't much of a video. A couple days ago, I spoke about the messy middle, and yesterday I talked about how you get gifts from going down deep. And today is kind of splitting the difference. Today is a day where it's the spaces in between and the quiet that rules. Clearly, if you've been watching any of my videos, you know that my passion is communication. I want to connect with you. I want to open the dialogue with you. But sometimes there's a place for silence. Sometimes there's a space for that white space. I think of it as the space between your cells as you get reinvented. Welcome to Body of Truth. I'm Rebecca Windsor. Body of Truth was born. How was it born? It was born because after years of trying to fit into roles, some of which really suited me and some of which didn't, of wife and mother, and the sub-roles that go along with all of those bigger roles, I found myself at an impasse, and I will give it to my ex that he had the courage to end our 25-year marriage, albeit with a phone call. Shortly after my son left for college, and I was left to flounder. And flounder I did. Face down on the floor, screaming silently, surrounded by people and feeling completely alone. Isolated. People really tried to support me, but there's only so much support that they can give. And so in that space, when I had no more fight left in me, finally the voice came calling. And some of it was a reckoning voice. It was a voice of me having to come to terms with what had come to pass, what was my part and what wasn't my part. And moving forward, I needed to define myself in new terms. So slowly that came to be. And the most important gift that I took away from that time is in that time of reinvention, I learned that to make the changes that I really wanted to make, they needed to be an actual physical muscle memory, where every time I was making a new decision, I was planting it throughout my body so that within the confines of my body, it got so used to the repetition of this specific muscle memory that those decisions became my reality and became the new paradigm in which I operated from. And because I changed the roadmap of my brain, quite literally, the outsides of my life and everything that went around with it also changed as well. So what I hope to do here is start a dialogue, give you a place to start to make those inquiries of yourself, and maybe start to listen to your own intuition. So a video about silence. Ironic. But I do feel as someone whose automatic place is to share, right? It's to share the experience. It's to talk it out. It's how I learn. I learn best through discussion. I'm driven to contribute so that you have a place to create a dialogue with me. And, but in those places of self-discovery, you need to allow the new changes to coalesce, to come to life, to solidify from their shimmering origin. And sometimes the only way to do that is to get really still and really quiet. Both of those things do not come natural to me. I have learned to cultivate that still point. That point where you take your focus just past the tip of your nose and you get that 1 second of being present. Like right there. And I can keep it for whole seconds at a time now, instead of just mere instances. And obviously, just like anything else, it gets better with practice. So today I invite you not to be afraid of the silence, of the spaces in between the sounds of words and thoughts and emotions. In fact, If you're feeling really strong emotions and you're feeling exhausted by them, the picture that I picture in my brain is I seal them up like a balloon and I let them float away. And of course, another thought comes and you can keep repeating this pattern, or seal them in a soap bubble and just let them float away. And so what you're left with is feeling a little empty, feeling a little vapid, feeling a little stupid, but it's a reset and it's valuable. And in a world where we are so overstimulated and fed with so much information, allowing your body to sit still has a lot of value. No music, no reading, just quiet. Rest your body. How long can you stay still in your skin before you start to tap your toe or need to fidget? You don't need to be in a meditative state, although sometimes it can lead there. I offer you today the gift of testing your boundaries of stillness. There's gifts in there too. And these are the gifts where they manifest later, right? So the gifts are planted. Some are very obvious pearls. Some are very obvious wounds. You watch the healing. You see the scab. But some of it is very subtle reweaving. It's literal neural reweaving of your brain and your synapses, and it needs time to do so without stimulation. So again, I offer you today the noise of the wind in the trees, the quiet of a candle flickering in a glass, maybe some rain where you are. If you can wrap yourself in a blanket and be outside, that can really help as well. Because then it's not completely still silence, but it's a very organic silence and quiet. I hope you have found this helpful, and I hope that it brings you a little bit of peace. And it's okay to feel completely emptied sometimes too. It doesn't always have to be forward motion that is improvement. Sometimes sitting exactly where you are is the improvement. If you found this helpful, come and join me every day. I upload every day, and you can click the link to subscribe. Thank you.